So this member of mine was able to get over 100 sales in just 2 weeks on her digital design shop on Etsy. And just last month, in the month of October alone, hit over 1,760 sales. So in this video, I'm going to share with you her key takeaways and points to help you be successful in your online digital product journey, as it's often more beneficial for you to hear it from someone in the same boat as you versus someone like me who's been on the platform for a multitude of years and have a high volume of sales. If you are new to the channel, I am Bailey, the owner of Bailey Design Co. It is a 7-figure digital product shop on Etsy, and I now mainly teach others how to create the same types of shops on this YouTube channel and in my online communities. So for context, she had only had 166 sales in her past 6 months before joining the club. So her first point is that it is imperative to use good prompts. Good AI prompts will equal high quality designs, which is pretty much the most important part of selling digital designs on Etsy, because if it's a poor design, then no matter how high the search volume it is or how much ad money you are dumping into it, it's just not going to sell because the design isn't good, and that usually starts off with a poor AI prompt. Her key takeaway with prompts, and she was getting the majority of her prompts from my club, was to add her own creativity and unique flair to make the prompt her own. This is super important because if everybody is just using the same base prompt and not changing it up, whether that is just the color palette or maybe the positioning of the central subject, or maybe even cross-niching with a different design style, then nobody is going to see success, because it really is just going to be that first person who uploads it who has the highest amount of sales and quality score and reviews, which all goes baked into that quality score, and they are going to be the one that sees the success. So it is in your best interest to try and tweak the prompt and make it your own with something that is unique and interesting to someone who would be purchasing that. If you have never grabbed my Pixels to Profit guide, it does have 15 of my best-selling PNG designs and their prompts included, so that can help you learn how to structure your prompts. All you would need to do is say if you have a new design idea or a topic idea, is take the prompt and then tweak it to fit your design idea, and therefore you'll be able to generate a completely new result and still have that same design quality. And the link for that will be down in the description below. So number 2 for her was that she had a very consistent upload and listing schedule. She was listing every day, if not every other day, to gain that maximum visibility. This is also important when you are just starting out, because the more repetition that you build up, the better that you are going to get with creating your designs and also making your process of uploading and listing that much faster, and then be able to even start to add in automation tools to help you shorten that process of listing daily. So number 3 was scaling her prompts. So she would focus on one prompt and then scale that out across a wide variety of different subjects or center styles. So for example, she would take one prompt and then apply that towards, say, a multitude of different animals. So if it was a Highland cow design, she would then take it and apply it towards other popular animal designs such as raccoons or maybe a certain dog breed, to limit the time that it takes to create your designs, because you're just using one base prompt and then you're just doing one minor tweak and getting a wide variety of different results so that you can list those to multiple products. Number 4 was that she focused on progress instead of perfection. A lot of new sellers, and myself included back when I started out, was to fall prey to over analyzing your designs and then wind up not listing anything at all because you think nothing is good enough or that people wouldn't want to purchase it. Instead, if you spend more time creating and uploading instead of time just tweaking endlessly on something that probably is not going to sell that many times anyway, you will see more success, because the more that you design and upload, the better that you are going to get at that whole process, and you are just going to see results much faster. Number 5 was tracking her analytics. So she would take a look at what was working and then double down on that. This is something that I stress all of the time when looking at your shop sales and what's going on, and then repeat the process for what is working in other niches and styles. So for example, if you have a coquette design doing super well, then I highly recommend you take that coquette style that you created and try applying it towards other niches. So if you had created a teacher coquette design, then apply it towards, say, a nurse and a hairstylist and maybe a realtor. Look at all of the other occupations that could potentially benefit from that same type of style and test it out as well. So number 6 is more of a mindset tip. She said to avoid comparing yourself to other shops and sellers, because ultimately everyone is on a different journey and is at a different point in their own journey. So for example, it would be highly unlikely that you are going to have as many sales as, say, someone like me who has been selling on the platform for years and has help as far as like a VA and uses a ton of automation tools and just has an overall lot of experience selling these particular designs. It's also going to be different for someone that only has, say, an hour a day to dedicate to their shop versus someone who is working from home or maybe doesn't have a full-time job, and so they're able to dedicate 6 hours a day. And so you can't really compare 2 and 2 together, because their progress is probably going to be further along than yours because they're dedicating that much more time to it. So next is to have patience and positivity. You can get really burnt out really quickly if you are an impatient person and you only see the negative, because as I've mentioned many times before, selling digital designs on Etsy is definitely a volume game, and it's more of a long time journey and not a sprint. She does go on to say to trust the process, because you are just one design away from changing your entire shop's trajectory. And this is so true, because this is what happened to me. I was listing for about 3 months straight and wasn't seeing much success at all. And then I listed one type of design that I actually didn't even like very much. And that was the design that actually set the shop up to basically go viral. And it led me to then double down on that type of style. I ended up creating it in about 30 to 40 different variations, which then of course just multiplied the shop's sales. And so it is really true when you think about just your one design away from really highlighting your shop and sending in a bunch of visitors, because they now can see the other types of designs that you're selling because they liked that first one so much. Next is to always continually be learning. And this is super important because things within the digital design space, and especially with AI, are constantly changing. I feel like that there is a new software or tool out there every day for me to test and try out, and things are also constantly changing on the Etsy platform, so you do need to be in the know and keep on top of that in case you need to make adjustments. And this is just really important overall with business in general. As someone who does a wide variety of types of online businesses, I am constantly taking a class, a course, or hiring a coach to make sure that I am constantly leveling up as much as possible. You can do this by watching YouTube videos. There are pretty much educational videos on any type of AI tool out there, as well as Etsy, as well as taking Skillshare courses, or maybe even joining an online community. Next, she goes into the importance of preparing and listing early. So I've said this so many times in other videos, but we are really supposed to be listing our designs for any major upcoming holiday at least 2 to 3 months in advance, because not only does it take our listings that long to rank organically, but also sublimation crafters or crafters in general who are buying our types of designs tend to buy the designs much earlier than normal people shopping for, say, a t-shirt or a coffee cup. So always be sure that you have a rolling calendar going on with what you should be designing for. So for example, right now in the month of December, I am already looking at things like St. Patrick's Day and Valentine's, as well as Mardi Gras. And as soon as January hits, I'll be even moving into things like Easter and spring. So I know that it seems like it's super early to do it, but it really is the nature of the game when you are selling these types of products. So if I had to say the three main most important things that she experienced was to focus on your prompts to make sure that your designs are good overall, to focus on your consistency so that you are constantly getting in the habit of listing and perfecting your designs, as well as being able to look at your analytics to see what is working and also what is not. She didn't really go into what is not working, but that is almost just as important as looking at what is working. So if you don't have anything selling, this is usually an issue that needs to be addressed, especially if you have hundreds of listings up but you are not seeing any traction. You want to take a look at what could be the problem. Is it a design issue, or is it maybe a pricing or mock-up issue, or maybe you are just listing things that don't have enough demand to make up the difference with the amount of sales. So to look at this type to see what your issue could be is to take a look at your designs compared to a competitor for the same type of product. So if it was a nurse flower tumbler wrap, look on Etsy for the same keyword, nurse flower tumbler wrap, and then compare your design to the best sellers. If your design is not as good or not as unique in general, then you may have a design issue. If you are not getting any views or visits to your shop, then it's likely that you have a demand issue. So you are just not putting up designs that have enough search to be getting any traction to your shop. Some secondary things that you can look at are things like pricing. So is it in comparison to what is selling on the marketplace, as well as your mock-ups? So mock-ups tend to be something that people don't put a lot of emphasis in, but a mock-up can make even a good design look bad. So make sure that you are using mock-ups that actually look good or that are similar to the competition on Etsy who have bestsellers or who are actively selling well. Once you have these key factors in place, then be sure to check out this next video here to learn how I automate the majority of my design and my mock-up and my listing process, as it will save you a ton of time and help you scale your shop that much faster. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.